ever a traitor to myself.
Good evening, everybody. It's Friday, it's 7:30, and that usually means it's the Leicester Till I Die opposition show. But as we have got the internationals being played this weekend, we haven't got any opposition. At least we won't lose. Let's look at it that way. So we would normally have, say, the opposition view show. So we're going to do a special this evening. You've probably seen it advertised on Facebook and Twitter. And we're doing a special European show because I'm going to welcome along Antonios all the way from Greece. And I call him Antonios because his surname is even harder to say than mine. And he's the co-founder of the Leicester City Football Club Hellas Greek Facebook page and fan club. So let's welcome him and say hello, Antonios.
Hello, Chris. It's a great honor for me to be here and for everyone from the LCFC Hellas group. Thank you so much for this invitation.
It is welcome, and it is lovely to have you along here. It really is. Just to start with saying, because obviously over here, everywhere we've got the COVID situation. We're not being allowed into stadiums at all. You can go to the cinema, you can go to the pub, but you can't go into a huge 30,000-seater stadium. Are you allowed back into the stadiums yet, or is it the same for you in Greece?
Chris, this is a really bad story. Unfortunately, we are not allowed to go back to the stadiums, and I don't think that we will be allowed soon. I could say some things about COVID that's happening here in Greece. Just imagine that we have less than 120 beds in the ER for the, with the breathing systems for COVID cases. And actually, today there are more than 100 people using these machines. So I guess we are close to selecting which one dies and maybe which one lives, which is a very, very sad event. I mean,
no, it certainly is. But we, like you say, we can't get to see the football either, and we're not going to be traveling abroad by the look of it, unfortunately. Although the Greek islands have just been taken off our quarantine list, so we can at least come and see you, even if we can't get into
of course, yeah. Just so you know, the scenario of a second lockdown is, I think, more possible than ever. So just sadly can't imagine fans being allowed to enter the Olympic Stadium of Athens to watch the game against AEK.
No. I think for a lot of guys, I think it's a case of just love to be there, though. That's the thing. Soak the atmosphere up and share a bottle of ouzo or two, and there you go.
Yeah. We seem like a COVID-free country because we have 400 cases of COVID every day. I think it's less than in England, but if you compare the populations there and here, so you can imagine that's too much.
Yeah, and there you go. I've used my one Greek word that I know up there in ouzo, so and your English is very good. Your English is very good, Antonios.
Thank you very much. There's a Greek saying. It says ouzo connecting people.
If I remember from when I was in Greece, I was connecting them on the floor under the table. But there we go. Anyway, we've had a good evening there from Rob McFarlane. So good evening, Rob. Nice for you to join us. If you or anybody that's watching has got any questions for Antonios, he's more than happy to discuss those with you.
We're here in the first place because there are actually a lot of questions that we receive in the Facebook page of the LCFC Hellas about fans, whether they're going to be allowed to enter the stadium, if it's safe to come in Athens, and everything that they want to know. So we're here to discuss all about it.
Brilliant. So you've obviously, you're a Leicester supporter over there, and you formed the Facebook page and you formed the fan club. How many of you are there?
Just to be sure, it's not me who formed it. It was also me. Theo was the architect. let me say this. And I joined like 1 month after that. When you say how many were here, you mean working for the Greek club or just?
How many sort of are there of you in the fan club?
Like me, we're more than 7 people who work in order to have the page, to promote the page, to do the events. But I don't know. I can't like say that it's 500 or 1,000 of us supporting Leicester in Greece. But for sure, we have more than 3,000 likes on our Facebook page.
Wow.
So I guess this is a huge number if you compare it with Greece. You know, like how many people actually follow Leicester.
I mean, I know we were talking before, and you followed Leicester before we won the Premier League. But I always ask if ever I'm on a holiday, and I've always got some sort of Leicester attire on me, typical Brit abroad, and people come up and go, "Oh, Leicester City," and I always get talking. How are Leicester City perceived as a club in Greece, and how did Greece react to a club like us winning the league?
Well, actually, this is a very nice question because our manager, Claudio Ranieri, Mr. Ranieri, was the manager of the Greek national team before Leicester. So I think he managed the team for 2 games, and Greece lost both of them against Faroe Islands. We lost in home, I think 0-2, and then away, something like that again. And then he got fired and came to Leicester. So everybody was, was curious to follow Ranieri to see how he will go on his next step, because they thought that how can a Premier League team hire a coach like him? You know, like a coach that loses twice to Faroe Islands. It was the first and the second, of course, win of Faroe Islands in their history. So everybody started, following Leicester because of this, and everybody tends to compare Leicester's fairy tale with Greece's one on the Euro in 2004.
Yeah.
Because both of them, they were not just underdogs, but I don't know if there's a word below underdog, but they both won the championship. Okay, Leicester played 38 games and Greece played just, I think, like 6 or 7. So maybe there's no comparison, but
that will never be remembered. What is remembered is lifting the trophy at the end of whatever competition you're in. You know, just so we got. Exactly. A good evening then to Luke, who's joined us. Good evening, Luke. Nice to have you along. And let me just bring it up here. This is coming up as Facebook user, but I can see it's Theodoros Gatos. Good evening.
Yeah, Theo is the founder, the architect.
Is he?
He's the one. Yeah.
Oh, well, you have to be nice if the boss is on then. Hello, Theodoros. Welcome along. Welcome along.
Unfortunately, he's on army duties now. It's obligatory. To go on army in Greece. It's not a choice. So he's there, and hopefully we'll have him back soon.
Yeah. I mean, we have. You're probably too young to remember, but I'll pay you a compliment there. But one of my favourite players from earlier in the thing was Theo Zacharakis.
You don't need to mention that.
Yeah, and I think he was actually in the team that won. It was the European Cup, wasn't it, that Greece won?
He dribbled Lizarazu and made an assist to Charisteas. Charisteas never played in England. And we scored the winner against France, I think. And then we moved on the finals. Theo was, indeed, he's a great player. He's actually not a good friend of us, but it's we're going to have an interview with him soon for the Greek page. And he follows us. He chats with us. He's a hero. He's a real hero.
Yes. I mean, what I loved when he actually came to Leicester, my memory may be a bit blurred, but I seem to remember we were struggling to sign a player, and it was actually nice that he actually wanted to come to Leicester. And he actually played with us. So, it was a bit of a link there with Greece.
We could have one more this year with Tsimikas, but unfortunately he joined Liverpool.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yes, yes. Everybody was. We didn't do a lot in the transfer window, but we did. Well, I think we've gone for quality rather than quantity.
Yeah, quality over quantity. Yeah.
Yeah. So how easy is it to sort of in Greece? I mean, there's been a big thing today because obviously we can't get to the stadiums. So you have to sort of rely on sort of either computer links or official ways, which is sort of Sky and BT for us. You have a package. For example, I've got both the packages, but all the games that aren't being covered, so what we would call extra games, they're actually now going to put on box office.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Yeah, extra. Yeah. Now, Leicester actually voted against that. There was 19 clubs.
One out of 20. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And... but I mean, do you get all the games free over there?
I just want to add that this is the reason that we support Leicester. I mean, I consider it that it's it makes sense to vote against it, and you are just alone in this situation. So this makes sense for us, and every time. We see the club doing reasonable things, and the one thing that makes more sense for us, and that's really what makes us love this team, is that the love that we give to the club, we always get it back from the club. The support that we give, it always comes back to us in a way. So that's I mean, why we support Leicester. And
I think, like you say, I think it does sum the club up. And we've got the owners that I think every other football club would love to have. And I'll come on to sort of how they are with you in a second. But so do you get to see all the games free of charge?
Excuse me?
Do you get to see all the games free of charge?
So there are some. There's a channel in Greece that. Has bought Premier League's games.
Yeah.
So we can watch every game that is being on the screens. When we do play Saturday 3 p.m. And there are a lot of games, maybe there will be some difficulties because they also have Bundesliga on, and it's up to them what they will pick. If we play like a team from the Big Six, it will be obviously on the screens. But if we play a weaker team, we have to find another source to watch the game.
Right. Theodore was just saying there, hope to with you guys in the next episode. So that's if you survive your national duty, which what we used to call it over here. Don't get shot or anything, Theodorus. So. Do you have you have a good relationship with the club? Are they good with you? Are they?
As I told you before, the love that we give, the support that we show to the club, it always comes back to us in an even bigger way that we can imagine. 3 years ago, I think that made us actually popular, or give us an extra motive to do what we do now. Leicester actually came in Athens to make a documentary film about us. The film is The Whole World Smiles With You. They picked the 3 most known fan clubs around the world, which were the New York Foxes, of course, and Jason and the guys there. The Foxes, the Swedish Foxes, with Mr. Søren, and also the Greek Foxes, us. And that was, I just remember the feelings from, meeting the guys and doing this documentary film and seeing the plans afterwards. I mean, I have no words to describe it. Last year, we got the chance to do the Insta fan takeover for the game against Everton, which was also a huge honor for us. And also, at the moment, there's this huge flag inside the King Power Stadium. I think it's up in the corner where all the the flags from international supporting clubs are there, and there are some English also flags, I guess, from clubs also there. And we have a great connection with the club, and how not to? I mean, they show cooperative with everything.
Yeah. Well, got a question here, and I apologise to Rob. He posted it about 9 minutes ago, but we've been chatting away, as you always do with football. It's the international language, and you get us talking about Leicester, and we will be here all night. But Rob says, and I don't know if you know this because I say you follow Leicester, but where are AEK in their season? Has it just started, or has it been playing a while?
There are some things that I just follow Leicester, I think there have been played 3 or 4 maybe match days here in Greece. But it has nothing to do. The final standings will always be Olympiacos first or second. It's really rare for them not to win the league. And then it's Panathinaikos, AEK, and PAOK. Panathinaikos had a lot of financial issues, so the last 5 or 6 years they are very weak, and they are a mid-table team now. But AEK and PAOK, they compete for the second place, with I think PAOK most of the times winning the race against Athens for the second place. But it's like a race of 3 horses at the moment. There's no fourth team, to compete against them. And
so you've only played a couple. So you're pretty much like us, only sort of 3 or 4 games into the season. So sort of
of course. Now they've played also some qualification rounds in Europa League, if I am not mistaken. They had to win against Wolfsburg, I think, and 2 other teams. I don't recall them right now. They're not famous teams.
So Andy Medhurst has asked a question, and this is typical of Andy. Real football-related question here. Is the beer cheap in Athens? Andy, you should be getting into the Ouzo. You should be getting into the local. But no, is the beer? It used to be when I went. It used to be cheap. Is it still cheap in Greece?
It's not like the Central Europe here, where I think beer is the cheapest, like from everywhere else. It's not expensive, but it's not like very cheap. I think how does a beer cost in a pub in Leicester? Like 2 or 3 pounds?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. If you go to Wetherspoons, you can get it for just 150, something like that. That's our sort of cheap and cheerful pub. It all depends where you go and what you buy. There is some cheap beer, but
something like that. Just say around 3.5 to 5 pounds each, and I think it's like 500 mLs.
Right. So you said that you've been having a lot of contact with some English fans. What sort of questions have they been asking, and what answers have you been giving?
Okay, so everybody wants to know if we can buy them tickets. But unfortunately, I don't think that fans will be allowed. So I don't think that we can actually buy tickets for everyone. Everybody, Googles and sees that OAKA, the stadium that AEK Athens is playing at the moment, I think the capacity is around 100,000 people, and the average attendance is less than 20,000. So everybody thinks that there will be a lot of empty seats, etc. But no, guys, I don't think that this will happen, and unfortunately, I don't think that fans will be allowed. I believe that if they were to be allowed, we would already know it. The tickets where they will have started to sell them.
I think so, because people have got to get over there, and But anybody who is travelling out, and we were talking before we came live that for a lot of fans, it's just about soaking up the atmosphere. If it's on telly, which it will be on telly, obviously, just being over there to watch it is nice.
Yeah.
As long as we don't have sort of a total lockdown, like I say, at the moment, touch wood, Greece is on our safe list. So if they're coming over, accommodation cheap, easy.
Let me just say that there are other questions also.
Oh, right, sorry.
One of them is where they can watch the game, and the other one that we get a lot is if they are safe to walk around Athens wearing Leicester scarves and Leicester shirts during match day.
Right.
Just to say that we have a fan base which is in Kalithea. It will be a great honor for us to have you guys there, but actually not at the time that the game is played. You can come by, you can see our flags, our banners, the place that we have. It will be open 24/7 for you. But I don't think that it's allowed during the game to be there because the government guidelines for COVID, they're so strict, and I think they don't even allow more than 4 people in one coffee table, let's say.
Yeah.
So people that travel, in big companies, like with friends, they will find it even difficult to be seated in a coffee shop or in a sports bar. Secondly, we don't have pubs. There are literally a few pubs in Athens. We have like bars or coffee shops because coffee is a religion in Athens. More people believe in coffee than in God. So they tend to go to coffee shops to watch the games. I wouldn't recommend you to to be in your Leicester shirts, or even if you are, just behave nicely and just avoid, any bad situation that might arise. The hooliganism in Greece is. Let me just say something that it might surprise everyone. Away fans are not allowed in Greece in any game.
Really?
So like if Leicester plays Man United, United fans are not allowed to come in the King Power Stadium. They don't. They've tried to cope with hooliganism. They've tried to face hooliganism, but I wouldn't say that they've done that with success. So instead of trying to solve the problem, they just avoid the problem. And just imagine that in a cup game, in the final, let's say the final of the FA Cup, the stadium is empty. You cannot allow anyone to join if you want to attend the game, because if you allow, let's say that it is again Leicester vs Man United. If you allow Leicester to go there, Leicester fans to go there, you have to allow also Man United fans to go there.
Wow, That must be really, really strange. I mean, we're all getting used to watching games with no players, no crowd at the moment. But I mean, how long's that been like that for?
More than 5 years that I remember, and I think the last 3 years there are no Greek referees in the league. Everybody thinks that it's corrupted, and so they think that if they bring foreign referees. Here things will get better, and most of the games there are foreign referees that hold the whistle and make the calls and etc. So just imagine that we're not done with hooliganism here, or even with racism, despite the fact that happened yesterday. But okay, I mean, more people will know it, but let's not mention it. But it's a political thing. So. But I would just advise anyone to be careful, and you can cheer when you score, but just
be sensible, basically.
Yeah.
which is hard for sort of some football fans, I know.
And
But just leading on from that, and Leicester have had incidents abroad with the local constabulary, the local police force, and it may a lot of the Spanish don't like, because they tend to wade in. What are the Greek police like? Are they a case of ask questions after, or are they sort of quite amenable and as long as you're behaving?
Okay, Mr. Maguire.
Well, I thought he wasn't at a football match, was he? I'm just thinking sort of like we don't Maguire who we.
No, we got Yuchu now. It's okay, and Fofana, and maybe
we laugh at it now. It's nothing to do with us, But no, if if
just
it's like
to
at a
add
cafe,
something.
there's a lot of Leicester fans at a cafe cheering and singing. I mean, do the police let you get on with it until it actually gets out of hand, or do they wade in, or what?
Well, if you give them a call, if someone calls and say, come here because there's a mess and people are fighting with each other, yeah, they will come, but they won't come if it's not necessary.
Right.
That's why everybody was not just surprised, but amazed by what happened with Maguire, because you need to be, a total, let's say, not idiot, but very fool not to manage to to bribe the police officer in Mykonos. I mean, it's something they do every day because it's Mykonos. I mean, every celebrity goes there, and nobody gets arrested. Nobody gets arrested. Just Maguire.
Well, our players, we do have a history of our players causing trouble when they're abroad. La Manga is just one of them, but no, it's as long as they behave themselves, that it should be safe,
But I just see that under Brendan Rodgers, now everybody is behaving even more. I mean, better. Like even Madison. Stopped to fix his hair with products. He stopped all the casino, things, and now he's just with his dog and playing pool with Ndidi. So sort of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Any more questions that you've been asked, or are they the main ones that you've covered now?
Yeah, about most of people asked about where they can watch the game. Well, as I told you before, the main reason that we support Leicester is that we feel that we are part of a huge family. It is a very big family. So everybody coming for Leicester is considered family for us, and we would really be glad to watch the game together and have the chance to help literally anyone. We will be having volunteers on that day that if anyone wants to go and visit Acropolis and wants a guide there, or to information about Athens, we will be 24/7 on our phones and also organize meetings. Just to say something very important, we play 29th of October. 28th of October, one day earlier, it is the biggest national holiday, the biggest national celebration. It was a lot of years ago that we said no to Italy. It was like a question that we want to have you, we want to, I don't know the exact words, but let's say that it was about a war or something, and we said no, and we celebrate this no. We have huge parades. I don't think that with COVID they will take place, but it is everybody will have a day off. Nobody works on this day, so we will be here. We will be here for everyone, and just please contact us, and we'll make sure that we can do whatever comes by our hand to help.
So
Our
just
friends.
just let everybody know, because there might be people, like you say, there's a lot of hopefully there's a lot of Leicester fans from England in your group. But give your group a shout out so they know where to join and how to follow you.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. So it's really simple. We have a Facebook account, an Instagram account, a Twitter account, a YouTube account. We have a blog that it's like every 4 days we have new articles in there. We have weekly shows and podcasts, weekly events. Every week we gather for the game. Just type Hellenic Foxes or LCFC Hellas, or maybe even my name. I know it's hard to do that, but
Tell you what, I don't know if you've ever played Scrabble, but that would if I could get your name in Scrabble, you'd win it in one move, wouldn't you? You know? So basically, to follow you, it's either Hellenic Foxes or LCFC Hellas.
Yeah, we are everywhere, and we are really active. A lot of people work in order to create the result that's now on your screens, and we even have professional reporters that are on the show, and everybody, even the guy who writes the articles. He works for some newspaper, and I think you will like the work we do. Just watch the documentary film "The Whole World Smiles with You."
Mm-hmm.
If anybody is here in Greece and doesn't know us, just come to meet us in our events. Every week we have an event, and every week also we have a small team, 6v6, and we play in a league. There are a lot of things that you can see. We are also doing a lot of charities. Every, I think, 2 months there's an organized event about sad things like kids that have leukemia or whatever, and we tend to support them and raise money, raise funds for that, diapers, whatever you can imagine. Now with the COVID situation, the club sent us a T-shirt signed by every player, and there was how you call this, that we put it online and they make bids.
Auction, an auction.
There was an auction, you know, and there were quite a lot of money raised for this thing. I think more than 3,000 euros, which were given to a hospital in a place that was really suffering from COVID, because I think the whole hospital had COVID. Every doctor, every nurse, every patient. Yeah, it was sad. And I believe that the work that we do, because we just spread love, you know, throughout Greece. We love the club, and this love cannot stay in ourselves, cannot stay with us. We have to spread it, to become bigger, to that more people follow us and know about this, because we literally believe that this is a place for families. I just took my stepdaughter to the game against Aston Villa. It was the last game that was played before the break, and she's 5 years old. We were there with my wife, and we honestly believe that, you know, King Power Stadium is a place to be for a family. And I mean, even she doesn't know, you know, she's 5 years old. She doesn't know about football, and the way that people were behaving into her, because it was night and she was freezing, they gave us an extra blanket. A lady from she was seated before us. How do you say that? A guy in front of us won the Filber Fox throws some T-shirts during the game, and they gave it to us.
Oh wow!
I mean, they just asked us, "Where are you from?" They saw the shirts with the Hellenic Foxes, LCFC Hellas, and just asked us, "Where do you live?" And they were amazed that we were there and joining the game, and they gave us the shirt. And I mean, this is what else can we ask for?
Exactly. Well, Craig, who this is Craig, Facebook user, Craig Bird. Evening, Craig. I believe you're working at the moment. Good job. Good job. Somebody's keeping the country going, Craig. Well done. But he's my co-presenter on the Tuesday show, and he actually loves the sound of you. He says there, it sounds great. And then Theodoros has replied since 2013. So
the fan club, the official fan club was established a little bit later in the early 2015, before the new season started, the obvious season. I think we were last. Yeah, we were bottom of the Premier League when it went official.
Right. Okay.
Or let's say that it had more members than like 100 members. But the idea was received back then in 2013, as Theodore is saying. Yeah.
Well, Antonios, it's been lovely having you on.
Can I add a little bit more to this?
Yes, certainly. Certainly.
Okay, so my wife knows, about LCFC Hellas, and she was helping us. But I just want to thank everybody at Leicester, because they really hugged us. They've let us in. The door is always open, and the only time that I remember myself and also my wife feeling that we belong somewhere. The first time that I really felt that, and I will never stop feeling those feelings, then it was in the Remembrance Walk in memory of Kun Vichai 1 year after he died. It was the game against Burnley, and we were there. We were part of this huge, I don't know, it's not parade, this huge walk. More than 20,000 people, I believe, were there, and it's one of the best experiences I had in my life. I've done things,
lovely.
I've traveled a lot, but it's so nice to feel that you belong there, and you're not actually living in Leicester, or you just visit once or twice, and to connect with you guys and to have this opportunity to talk with you now, it's a huge
that is lovely. I mean, we call it, we like, one of the phrases we use a lot is the LCFC family, and it's lovely to have you as part of that extended family, and you're always going to be welcome in Leicester till I die. Hopefully after the match we can maybe get together again and have another chat. Hopefully,
of course.
Hopefully celebrate a Foxes win. But guys, like I say, all I can do is encourage you all to go on and follow Antonios and Theodoros and the guys, and they are available by searching LCFC Hellas and Hellenic Foxes, and that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and did you say you had
even in YouTube?
Sorry,
excuse me. Even in YouTube,
YouTube, that was it. Yes.
YouTube channel, in our blog, you can find everything.
Yeah, Craig's added there. It's great to know there are Foxes all over the world showing a love of our football team. Ties us all together. Yes, it does indeed. And
thank you very much, Craig.
Andy Meadows, once a blue, always a blue. As long as there's beer, Andy? That's all. That's what he wants. But yeah, guys, make sure you do give Antonios and his friends a follow. Like I say, they'll more than make you welcome. And like I say, Antonios, thank you so much for tonight. Enjoy your life. Stay safe, please, in whatever you do.
Stay safe, you too.
Yeah, and I think it would be lovely to catch up with you, sort of, after the game, and hopefully to be talking about a Foxes win.
Thank you very, very much, Chris.
Yeah. Take care, Antonios, and thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, Antonios, lovely guy there. Lovely to have him along and joining in. Please go and follow him, and don't forget, if you missed most of the show, this is going to be available on YouTube, Leicester Till I Die TV. And if you are watching this and you want to follow any of the Leicester Till I Die groups, they're all going to be listed underneath in the normal place with all the links in there for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. No match at the weekend. It was nice to see Harvey make an appearance for England, albeit 15 minutes. Maybe he'll get a bit of a longer appearance over the weekend. Who knows? Weekend off for Leicester. We'll be back on Tuesday with Craig if he's stopped working by then. And we'll be discussing all things Leicester. So again, thanks a lot for joining us, guys, and thanks a lot for joining in. Take care of yourself, and if I don't see you on Tuesday, I'll see you in one of the programs. Make sure, like I say, stay safe. Good night and have a good weekend.